Hi everybody, it is Christina with Love, Hope, and Autism, and I just wanted to hop on and do a quick video for you guys. Last weekend I had shared that we unfortunately had to say goodbye to our dog, who is 13. His name was Tank, and it was a very, very hard time for our family, and Ethan, our sweet Bubba, was having a really difficult time with it, kind of understanding and processing the whole thing. We have not, lost a pet, so this was new to him. And explaining dog heaven and things like that. And since Tank was older, we knew it was going to become something in the near future. And then it became very, very fast that we had to deal with this. And so when Jesse and I, my husband and I, thought the time was starting to come sooner than later, we did get a couple books, and there was actually a social story as well that we got. So I just wanted to share some resources with you guys that have helped us along this journey and along this path, because it's something really difficult, and we just wanted to make sure that we were supporting all three of our kids, and especially to have some additional help for Ethan to understand and to process what was happening. So the first thing I want to share with you is my dog is sick. So this was just a quick, short little social story that I got from Autism Little Learners. I had reached out to her and asked her if she had anything. And so I wouldn't say that Tank was sick. Technically, I don't think he was sick, but he was old. He was over 13. His hips were very bad, but at the very end there, over the course of a week, he was sick. He was dying, and it was happening so fast. And then we had to make the decision, it's time. And so when I reached out to her, I was so thankful to have something like this to explain things to him in a few pictures. Autism Little Learners is absolutely amazing. If you need social stories or visuals and things like that, she has so many. So I definitely highly recommend checking her out. But that is where I got this little social story from. It's very short and quick. My dog is sick. My dog is sick. This makes my family sad. And it just kind of talks about, sometimes we have to go take the dog to the vet or cat, if it's a cat in your experience. And sometimes the vet can help the dog or cat, and sometimes they can't. So this was really, really helpful before Tank had passed away. And then another book, another resource that we used was the Rainbow Bridge book. So this book we were starting to read even before Tank passed away. And I really like this book because it does a nice job at explaining the Rainbow Bridge, especially in like kid terms. It's very reader friendly. Brayden was able to, read along with this book as well. I stopped and explained things in more detail for the kids as we were reading it, and then answered any questions. So I do think the book does a nice job at having these opportunities to stop and pause and talk to your kids. Because again, this is a very emotional time, and you want to make them feel supported and loved. And, no pets live forever. Human beings don't live forever. And I think that these are really important conversations to have, but it is difficult. And so for any stories or resources that I feel like we can share with each other to make this a little bit easier, then I'm more than happy to share, because this has really helped us along the way. So again, this was Rainbow Bridge. I ordered this off of Amazon. I think it was on Amazon Prime, so it came in 2 days. So we were reading this before Tank had passed away. And then someone had recommended this book to me. It's called Dog Heaven. I was actually sitting getting my hair colored by my stylist, and the woman who was sitting in the seat next to me, and so we're sitting there with our masks on, and it's all muffled, but she's like, "I'm so sorry for overhearing, but I'm sorry for your loss and what your family is going through." And she recommended this book. She said she recommends this book to every single one of her friends, and especially if they have kids, to get this book, to read this book with them. And I'll tell you, it has a very different approach from this one, but they're both so good in their own way. So I still highly recommend both. That's why I still wanted to share these with you. So we started reading this the day that Tank passed away, and have read it every day since. And then if Bubba wants to read it again or more times, that's totally fine. But Dog Heaven is really nice because it really emphasizes on the after you know, what happens afterwards. So instead of like staying so focused on like the sad and he's not here anymore, it's, you know, he's better now and he's up in dog heaven, and you know, there's other angels there, and there are people there, and there's other pets there, and you know, when an angel goes by and like gives you a dog treat, and you know that he's not sick anymore. So I really love both books, but this was definitely a very heartwarming book. And in it, sorry, I'm trying not to cry. This is just a really nice story to read with the kids. And again, it kind of a different approach than the Rainbow Bridge, but again, still talks about dog heaven and not focusing on like the sad and he's not here anymore, but you know, that he's still living this life in dog heaven, and that he's happy and he's with other animals, and that you'll see him another day soon, far down the road. So I really liked this book. Also picked it up on Amazon, and they had this on Kindle. So we were reading it on Kindle the day that he passed away, because it did happen so quickly at the end there. So we read it on the Kindle, and so we were just flipping it through like on the iPad, and then we got the book, we read the book. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys as well is, because he still asks about Tank and he's still missing him. I mean, we all do. You know, I still find myself going in the office to like check on him, because for a while he's just kind of been like laying around and, you know, moving much slower and things like that. So just kind of like checking in on him, and, you know, different things like giving him an extra thing of water before we go to bed, like just those things you're so routine to doing, and just missing him and like petting him. Like you don't realize how much you miss that like connection and like just sitting and petting him, you know. And I know that the kids miss that, and I know that Bubba misses that, and he really started having this nice connection with Tank over this past year. So it made us really sad that he finally had this amazing connection with him, and that Tank, you know, started kind of going downhill quickly, and it was very sad. But we are trying to stay positive about it, and just reassuring him that he's okay now, and you know, he's not sick anymore, and that he is in dog heaven. So you know, we answer questions that he may ask, or you know, when he's like, Tank, and he puts his little hands up, because he's still not quite understanding like why he can't be here. Like if he's better, you know, and he's not sick anymore, why can't he be here? So we are definitely trying our best. Selena and Braden, his brother and sister, are doing an amazing job helping to support him as well. So that's very nice. But I did print him out some pictures. So we went through my phone and picked out some of his favorite pictures. So I printed them out and laminated them for him. So that's just him, Ethan on his iPad, and then Tank laying next to him. So that one, and then this is them hanging out on the couch. So I printed that one for him, and then Ethan just adores this next picture, which is one of my favorites too. Tank always did like high five. You could say high five, and he'd like give a paw. And so this is my husband Jesse and Tank giving high five. So these are just some things, like we have them laying around, so he has been like carrying one of them or two of them around with him. He goes and like points to it and smiles, and so I think that gives him a nice way too, that even though Tank isn't here, he's still with us, you know. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I wanted to try to do this live, but I was too emotional, and then if people started asking questions or talking, I knew I was going to become a big ball of tears and a hot mess. So that's why I wanted to record this video instead for you guys, and just share some of the resources with you. So again, one more time, it was A Social Story by Autism Little Learners, My Dog is Sick. And then there was the Rainbow Bridge book, available on Amazon. Dog Heaven, also available on Amazon. And then for Ethan, I mean, I printed out pictures and laminated them, and it's just really been helping him. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always trying to share things that help, and especially in hard times or something comes up, I think it's really important that we help support each other in things that might have helped us and our family, and especially our kiddos. So to try to understand things and process, you know, tough times. So Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching and for listening. Thank you again for everyone who has reached out, who has texted, private messaged, everyone who said, thinking of you guys and prayers and everything on the post that day. We really, really appreciate it. We just wanted to share our news with everyone because it was very sad. But we were grateful to have him for such a long time. So thank you again for all of the love and support through all of that. And we're slowly getting through it. So I hope you're having a great end to your week. I can't believe it's Thursday already. And so I will be seeing you all soon. So thank you for your patience with me. I know I've been quiet, but it's just kind of been a rough go these past few days dealing with the loss of him and, getting back into the online schooling. So I appreciate all of you so much. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks.